Good morning, everyone. It is February 26th of 2025 and Miss Karen Reed's birthday. And a big, fat, happy birthday to you, my darling. Big hugs. I don't know if you'll see this or not, but we are all standing behind you and wishing you the happiest birthday ever. Despite of everything that's going on, you deserve a break and you deserve the best birthday. And I know you'll be celebrating today. So here we are, my darlings. It is the morning after. I know, I've been singing that song in my head. It's the morning after, like a hangover. We've all had to recover from yesterday's judge. I'm being nice, okay? I'm really trying to. Auntie Bev's antics. She really backed up, didn't she? But then all of a sudden, we got crop dusted by her sighs and her huffs, and in the microphone and her total disdain of just wanting to be there. And you can tell she doesn't want to be doing this. And you can tell that I think that there is a little something more going on behind the scenes. We were told yesterday by two news outlets that there was supposed to be an announcement that the feds are no longer investigating a no charges look. I didn't believe that when they said it. It's supposed to be two sources. This was a psyop. In my opinion, it was a psyop. It was for us to be distracted and to be scared and to put fear in our hearts of thinking that these monsters that actually did this to John will be walking free. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But I've got to tell you this. The universe knows. God knows. And they will pay. I can tell you that. They will pay. But for now, I want to focus on what's going on with Karen's hearings and everything else. I'm going to say that I feel that we are going to be hearing some more on motions today and tomorrow. I think we're going to have some things happen, and then when we go back to court on Tuesday, well, we'll read into it. We'll read and see. I've got a lot of cards here, but today this is Karen's significator card. She is the moon card, and believe me, her Piscean intuition has kept her head above water, no pun intended. She's not treading, she's actually swimming. And believe me, she is doing a great job of it. Bravo, Karen, bravo. Now today, like you, we are going ahead, and we definitely are. It's got to be the morning after. Welcome, everyone. I'm Lady Zelda, and we are here seeing crime once again. Oh, my heck. I mean, Auntie Bev and her antics are like chemtrails over all of us, right? It just has this effect where it just kind of sort of makes us sick, in my opinion. Before we get started, please know I am not a lawyer. I'm not law enforcement. I am not any type of medical professional. I am not an expert in those type of professional avenues. We're going to put it that way. I am, however, a tarot profiler. I am a tarot medium. I am a psychic. And for that and probably another $1.25, we can get a Reese cup. But beyond that, we are here with the Kipper deck. Well, with the Malefique Lenormand deck. It's not a very good positive deck, but I want to pull it out today because we have some very negative characters to deal with. And then we have our friend the Piotnik. I've got more going on the side here if we need to. But for right now, I want to lay out a base. And while I'm getting those cards ready, I want you to tell me what you see in the cloth. I gotta tell you this. There's a character in there. I don't know if you see him, but there's a character in there that Well, doesn't look that nice. We're going to get rid of him. We're going to clear this energy, and we're going to do it upright. Okay, here we go, my darlings. What lies beneath? What is beneath all of this? What is going on? We want to know this. Spirit's Guides Angel, on this beautiful day for Karen's birthday, she's a gift to all of us. We're asking if you can give us some guidance and direction based on where this trial is headed. And I'm going to say this. If you haven't seen Aussie Insider's videos on the procedures of the habeas corpus and everything else that's going on, I invite you to please do that. And I will link her channel in the description. She's very good at this. And I like the techie end of it and the very researched end of it. I don't do it on this channel. It is better left to those who are very capable. And Aussie Insider is just that. So I'm going to link her channel in the description. Catch up on those. It will answer a lot of procedural questions for you. Better than what I can do. All right, here we go. We're knocking the energy out of these cards. And we're getting ready to start over. Here we go. Here we go. Outdated, expired, disused, old news, and discarded. You know, there's a lot to that. Watching the Shisela go down. There we go. More popcorn time. I think it will be more popcorn time. Do you know, Robert Alessi, Bobby, if you will, did such a bang-up job. Oh my gosh. Please, I am tab envy. I am notebook envy of this man. All jokes aside, he did a fabulous job. And it's no wonder that Hank is intimidated. And for anybody who thinks that he is not, he is. This is the actions of someone who is not only intimidated, but, ready, come closer, but emasculated. Thank you very much. There we go. More messages. An official person. I don't really... I think there is an official person. We're going to get some word for it. And maybe Bev is going to be calling the U.S. Attorney's Office. Maybe. She'd be smart if she did. I'm loving this card. I'm going to put it to the side so we can just keep looking at it. There's a little German song that we used to sing to babies. And it would be Scheissele, mein süße Scheissele. And it means my little shite, my sweet little shite. That's really what it is. Only it's not so sweet. Here we are now with more. The community definitely up in arms. And the family room. You know, we are just really, and you see me shuffle. I use these cards all the time, but the same ones keep coming out. And that is a focus. That is definitely... That stopped me in my tracks, didn't it? That card for me represents John. He is here, and rightfully so. It is Karen's birthday. And he is telling us once again that he was inside the house. You know, I don't really feel that we need to focus on the room as much as that we need to be focusing on that he was inside that house. There's more information that will be coming out for this particular case from the defense. And just for those of you who don't know, the attorney Martin Weinberg, the one who is going to be in front of the habeas corpus court, I'm going to put it that way so we can keep things straight, had a motion for Alan Jackson to become a pro hoc vice, which means he gets to stand up in court. And the court accepted that. and that's for the appeal. It was signed off, as a matter of fact, I believe so, yesterday. So the fact that that court is accepting him, ooh, that is a big feather in their cap. So very good. Thank you, John, for being here. Now, we're going to lay out this deck. Here we go. The moon card. That's Karen. Now, of course, that moon card doesn't look so nice and pleasant, does it? But this represents what's hovering over her. Bless her. Look at this. Evil. Sinister. Can you just not picture a finger going up in front of his mouth and going, shh? Yeah, me too. The stars. Well, you know who the star card is. That's Jennifer McCabe. That's an Aquarius. That's her. Look, I keep getting stopped in my tracks, don't I? I do not believe that the bad actors are celebrating. There's some things with Matt McCabe coming out. There are some things with all of them coming out. And I'm going to tell you all this. Here's a little story with Auntie Zelda. Get your popcorn, get your drinky, get a little biscuit or a chip, whatever. But here we go. Back in the day, in the early 1900s, there was a mobster by the name of Al Capone. The feds were after that man for corruption, for unaliving people, for bank robbery. I mean, you name it that was dirty, and this man did it, although he did have a little feather in his cap, and we'll maybe mention that some other time. But he stayed about 3 steps ahead of the law constantly. They just couldn't nail him. They didn't have enough. They knew that he committed these crimes. They knew especially that he unalived people. But they couldn't catch him. Until one time they had a forensic accountant step in. And this forensic accountant went through all of his money. Follow the money. Follow the trail. And you know what they found? Tax evasion. And that's how they got him. They got him on tax evasion. So I don't want anyone to worry, because I believe in my heart the feds know exactly who unalived poor John. Who did this in the house? Confirmation right here. In my opinion, this is all I need to know. They know all this, but the feds don't want to miss it. They don't go on, as Auntie Bev says, speculation. They go on fact. And they may have some little facts, but doing stupid things and making phone calls in the middle of the night does not prove that you unalived somebody. It leads to that door that you open. But I will tell you, I believe that there's another route that's going to be taken. So I want you all, my darlings, to have the faith on this beautiful day of Karen's birthday. Have the faith that something have the faith that the shite is going to go down, because it will. And doesn't matter, really, it does to a certain extent. But the moment that they start popping these people, other people will start singing. They know that. So let's just take a breath And we're letting these lawyers, these experts, the dream team, we're going to be now watching Martin Weinberg. I don't think it is going to be televised. We might be able to listen, but I will also tell you, this is posturing. They are posturing themselves legally. Everything they are doing is legal. Every misstep, there's one thing that no one, well, they do bring it up, and that is Hank does not file factual affidavits after every claim he makes. He just goes in and wings it, and it's like he gets away with it. No. He's not going to get away with it. They're not going to get away with this. I will tell you, they are not. Look at this. That is a love message from John to Karen on this day. He loved her, and she loved him. But right now, she can't get in touch of her feelings. My grandmother used to get upset sometimes when women would come in and they would be crying and they would want a card reading, and she would put things together and she would look at these females and they would just be wailing, crying. Their husband looked at somebody, blah, blah, blah. And my grandmother would say, now is not the time to be female. Now, why would she say that? Well, because we females tend to be a little bit more emotional about our lives, about our love lives. And the one thing about Karen is she's just literally not had time to think. From the moment that John was unalived and she found him and tried to resuscitate him, by the way, this poor girl has been on the hot seat. I say girl because she's young enough to be my daughter. I guess I'm old enough to be her mother. I don't want to admit that, but okay. But this poor lady has been through the ringer since John perished at the hands of his friends, in my opinion. So she can't be emotional. People get after her. She can't feel. She's got to keep her head together. And bravo to her. This is a journey, and we are far from the end. Do I believe that we are going to be, let me pull out these cards. These are pretty. These are a Lenormand deck. Do I believe that the case is going to happen April 1st? No. Now, this is a commitment, and that is for summer. I do not believe that this is going to go as far as summer. But what I do believe is that there was a commitment this past summer of the mistrial, that the CW decided that they will not stop. I've got to tell you this. People are, well, maybe they'll see. No. Corruption does not have morals. If it did, it wouldn't be corruption. The harder that they dig in for Karen, the harder that the defense will come out like barracudas. You saw that yesterday. But this is significant because this will be the next journey. This mistrial is the next journey. The King of Diamonds. And that is a fishy little card. So, I've got to say this is AJ. Now, I don't know when his birthday is, and it doesn't matter here, so nobody has to look it up and give it to me because it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is this is the king because he and Karen have a close professional relationship. The diamonds, in my interpretation, are air signs. They are communication, emails, text, phone calls. And the fact that the little fishy is down here, and we have Karen, who is the moon, who is the Pisces, little fishy, there is definitely a connection between this mistrial and AJ. Is it positive? Yes, it is. Now, that is Mr. Reed. And his heart is totally into this. And I will tell you this. I will be doing a reading on a statement that Mr. Reed said yesterday. I will put it in my Patreon because some people are not going to like it. I'm just going to tell you, they're not going to like it. But he spoke some truth yesterday, and I will be putting that up, and I will let you know when that hits Patreon. So let's keep going, my darlings. Let's keep going. Right when they filed the habeas, people were saying, oh, well, they don't have a chance. Listen, I'm going to tell you, this thing has legs. It's got to have sea legs, but it's got some legs. And Martin Weinberg and AJ, I love this. I'm sorry. Tell me that I'm not involved without telling me that I'm involved. I do love this. The Eight of Cups. Now, this young lady looks like she is walking away. Maybe to some extent. But look what's in the background in the sky, and it is the moon. In this Eight of Cups card, you see that she, most definitely, because she's right there and she's walking away, there are 8 cups stacked up. Now, any way you slice it, those 8 cups kind of fit oddly in a way. Even though they're stacked up and they look like they're even, and they are, there seems to be one missing. My interpretation of this card is not that anyone ever gives up, and you may hear that from me before. But my interpretation of this is that she has done all she could do at this particular stage. And she is walking on to the next step. What is the next step? Well, we have this habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. We have a lot of these motions coming down. She has remedy. And I want you to know that after yesterday, this particular case and this particular judge got a lot of attention on a state and on a federal level. Ted Daniel knows what's up. He knows what's up. And he's got an allegiance to his employer, which, okay. This is Karen walking toward the next step. It is a journey. It is the journey from the mistrial to the next step of the habeas corpus. This King of Pentacles, I'm going to say that this is Robert Alessi today. And it's because he was the one who was talking about the payment for ARCA. He comes up. He is instrumental in this little nucleus, this dream team, this better than Marvel. Now, who is this? This doesn't surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise you either. The Devil card. Now, it's not what you think it is. The Devil card, look, he is a pan. The Devil card is a Capricorn. Who is Capricorn in this mix? Well, we know who the Capricorn is, and that is Dr. Turtleboy. It is Aiden Carney. He is a Capricorn. Why does he show up in this mix? Well, first of all, he's got a little role in this, and his big role in this was he brought all this to light. Nobody would have known about this case if it weren't for him. But there's some hand-holding here between Dr. Turtleboy and his legal team and the legal team of Karen. They have a common denominator between the two of them, and it is attorney Mark Betterow. Are you loving this now? Are you loving this now? Because you should. You should be loving this. This is very good because it's as dark and conundrum as it feels. Okay. There is a lot of paperwork. The Six of Diamonds is a communication card. It's business and it is legal. There are letters. There are phone calls. There's emails. And there's a little warning that goes along with this card, and that is to read the fine print. What does that mean? Well, I think that her papa, Bill Reed, said it very, very well not long ago, was to read between the lines. Read, R-E-A-D, like a book. And you know, Attorney Betterow has been sending some calm down emojis. Everybody just chill. This is also the card of a test. Now, Attorney Betterow, I did say, it sounded like I said something else, but I meant to say Betterow, that's what it is. Attorney Betterow, this is a card of exams. And for all intents and purposes, he's got to go through this test. The test is the pro hoc vice affidavit that is supposed to be filed by, probably already has been, filed by David Yannetti on behalf of Mark for Auntie Bev. Everything is on hold right now until this ARCA thing, this Rule 14, this mess is brought to a conclusion. Don't worry, everybody sees. And that federal judge for the habeas corpus has already, he's on board. So I have a little faith. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. But this card, it's kind of funny that this came out here. But first of all, let's address this one. For those of you who are fearful, this card, Seven of Spades, is not a really good card. It denotes fear. It denotes that things are not looking so good. But there's also another little warning with this particular card based on the surrounding cards. And that is, you have to look at both sides. Look at the entire picture. Because the fears you may have over this may be groundless. May be not as fearful as what you think. That's what that means. Now, this interesting card next to this card, this is a gamble card. And right now the defense is gambling with this habeas corpus, but they're doing this for posturing legal reasons. Again, I feel it has legs. But this is a good card, but it's a card of risk. It's a gamble. It's not a casino gamble. I wish it were. I would bet money on it. But this card basically tells us that risk may result into a small win. And as a result of that, this Three of Hearts, I'm chuckling over this because I heard this old song in my head, and baby makes three. This can and most likely will produce a sprout of a new beginning. And March is going to be significant. So this very, very possible small win and change in this situation will produce the birth of another transition in the defense. There's so much that they have. quite frankly, I bet that they are very anxious to get to trial as well, 2.0, but they don't want to, and I don't want them to either. But they're going to shred some of these witnesses. I can tell you that right now. And we'll get to where I feel Lolly is in the mix too. I don't think that Bev will allow Lolly to testify. She knows Lolly, as in lollygag. She knows that Lolly is responsible for some of this thing. All right, my darlings. Last word. On this beautiful day for Karen, and I pray the sun shines for her. And this is a wonderful last word. The defense is a shipwreck. I would yell that if it didn't blow out the microphone. They are a total shipwreck. They have misjudged their course. They are in choppy waters. And they keep feeling like they can just chug along. But when the bow breaks, this is a fiery card, and it means they feel a fire in their belly for this. Of course they do. But I also feel that this is #Hank's vendetta. And I think he has a vendetta to the feds. That's my opinion only. Not a fact, but an opinion. I think that this vendetta has rolled over from Whitey. Because the feds got their way. Even though he said there was so much corruption and there was so much everything else, this is his get back. This is why he's fighting for ARCA. Pardon me. Even though ARCA is not part of the feds, they were hired by the feds, and he wants it all thrown out. Will that be? I don't think so, but they hammered it home yesterday that how ARCA felt about this. That is actually a wonderful final message, that their ship is about to crash. They don't think so. They don't think so. I want one last card from this. Here we go, my darlings. Here we go. Come on, Zelda. Copycat. Now, why is that a copycat? Well, I do feel that Hank will be copying some things because, first of all, he knows that the defense outflanks him. There's some things that he's going to be copying. You watch and see. Watch and see. That's my message here. Because he's the captain of this ship. And believe me, he'll go down with the ship, but right now all he's doing is rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Let me say that again, because I little flubbed it. Right now, Hanky Panky is rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Happy birthday, my darling. Karen, you are a gift to all of us, don't you worry, and I know you're not. We're behind you. We're behind you. And we know the truth about John. Thank you so much. We also know John's message. I appreciate you being here and for your support. Much love to you, my darlings, and I will see you probably sooner than what you think. Bye for now.